Hello, everyone, and welcome to Value City Arena on the campus of The Ohio State University, where tonight WTLW TV 44 Sports is here to bring you this Division III state semifinal game between the Versailles Tigers and the Bellaire Big Reds. I'm Mark Miller along with Mark Shine. We're here to bring you the action. And Mark, two great teams. Very often you don't see an undefeated team at this point, but we've got one tonight in Versailles.
Well, we do. The Versailles Tigers finished 26-0. They were second in the poll throughout the course of the year. For them, we're going to focus on Kyle Gale, number 13. He's a senior. He's a point guard. He was Player of the Year in the MAC Conference 2 years in a row. He's a first-team All-Ohio player. With Joe Chardo, a very important part of their offense, out with a knee injury that he suffered last week in a regional championship game, Kyle Gale is going to have to step it up and play even better this evening.
Well, they will be up against it because Bellaire has some huge players. And when they walked on the floor tipped. You'll see them in a little while. Who we want to talk about for the Big Reds?
Well, for the Big Reds, we're going to look at number 33, Aaron Agnew, excuse me. He's a 6'10 player, but more than that, he's well over 300 pounds. He's going to play football in college, probably at Iowa State University, but right now he's averaging 19 points a game on the basketball court. He's a second-team All-Ohio player. They've got other big kids to go with him, but we're going to focus on him.
I don't blame you for forgetting his name. We've been calling him the Big Tuna the whole warm-up. So it should be a great matchup. We'll be here to bring you all the action. You make sure you stay with us. We want to thank our sponsors for this game. Mid-Mark Corporation is proud to sponsor our area student athletes in tonight's game. Good luck to all area teams in the state tournament from your friends at Mid-Mark. And brought to you by Stillwater Valley Golf Club in Versailles. It is a beautiful and challenging 18-hole golf course. The folks at Stillwater Valley Golf Club wish our area teams good luck in the state tournament. And also the Inn at Versailles in Versailles, a true Euro-American bistro, wants to wish all of our local teams good luck in the state tournament. We'll be right back, fans, with the starting lineups and the tip-off from Columbus.
Osgood.
Welcome back to Value City Arena. We're getting ready for this game between the Versailles Tigers and the Bellaire Big Reds. Division III state semifinal action. You see the crowd gathering, and there is Joe Chardo, Mark Shine.
Well, Joe hurt his knee last week in the regional finals. He's played for them all year. He's a first-team all-league player. Averaged about 17 points a game, and here he is getting introduced to this crowd as a non-starter. Certainly feel bad for him. You know, you played this long and this well. You want to play in this venue. He's going to have knee surgery in a couple of weeks, and we certainly wish him the best.
We want to thank our sponsors, one of them being Mid-Mark Corporation. They are proud to sponsor our area student athletes in tonight's game. Good luck to all area teams in the state tournament from your friends at Mid-Mark. Well, certainly the Versailles Tigers will miss Joe Chardo, a great player, a starter all year long, and you cannot replace a fellow like that, although I'm sure the other guys are all going to do their part and more to make up for his loss. There are the starters. Ben Shappy, Kyle Gale. Joe is the normal starter. We'll tell you who replaces him as we get rolling. Ryan McNeilin and Bart Schmitz, they are coached by Roger McEldowney.
I think number 11, Paul Borchers, jumped in the lineup as they introduced him here.
So Paul Borchers, number 11, gets the start.
6'4" junior.
And there for Bellaire, Nate Davis, the all-state first-team player. Andrew Bobka, Aaron Agnew. Right there's Big Aaron right behind you. Josh Fisher and Mike Fisher. They are coached by Gene, I think that's Amarante.
Well, what happens when you lose a player like Joe Chardo? It changes roles because now someone starts, in this case, Borchers, who has not started through the course of the year, but that also changes who takes his place in the normal rotation of substitution pattern. So fortunately, in this case, for Versailles, they've had a chance to have several days of practice this week. You know, they've had a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to put things together, and at least they have a chance to get organized. Sometimes when you get into the tournament, those injuries come and you're playing a day or so later, but at least this time they have a chance to prepare a little bit for it.
There's our officials from left to right: Richard Bayless, Terry Geis, and Joseph Toon. And they are ready to roll here. Already one referee action has occurred. They made a couple of the Bellaire players take off their undershirts. They were not to code or regulation, and so they made them take their jersey off and take their t-shirts off just before we started action here. And number 42 for Versailles, Kevin Paulus, a 6'4" junior, is going to jump center. If I'm not mistaken, we did not have him in the starting lineup either. So some switching going on here by Roger McEldowney as he tries to get the right people on the floor at the right time, give his team the best chance to win. This is our very first game of being able to televise Versailles. We're happy and thrilled to do it. What a great athletic program they have down there. And we hope the fans in the Versailles area enjoys this replay of state tournament basketball. We're underway. Bellaire has the ball to start the game. This is Nate Davis, 6'2" sophomore, number 0.
And they're playing back in front on number 33 in a post.
And just completely ignoring number 15, Andrew Bobka. Well, Agnew misses the first one and then knocks the rebound out of bounds. I really think he thought he made it.
Also entangled the net. Here you see that back in front, and he just muscled his way inside, but did miss the shot. This is Gale with the basketball.
Well, the referees didn't see the net tangled up. Usually that's a dead ball, and they take that thing down. But here's Versailles, lots of movement, a lot of quickness on their team. Free attempt is partially blocked.
Gale gets the rebound, though.
Gale is everywhere. He saw that that ball was going to be short. He went for it and got it and is fouled. I think the first foul is going to be called on Josh Fisher.
Here's that last shot.
That was by Shappy, and he really thought he got fouled. He immediately turned to the referee and clapped his wrist like they hit me right on the wrist.
Well, now we're going to take time to go down and fix the net at this end. We asked our camera person, Joe Hostetler, to do it, but she was busy with her camera, so.
Jill could get it, though.
Yeah, Jill was Player of the Year in high school basketball in her conference last year, so she could do it.
She got some ups. There's Jill.
There's Jill.
Jill, if the big guy comes your way, hit the deck. Versailles inbounding the ball.
Man-to-man defense both ways.
This is Gale. The fall away. He misses it. Agnew with the rebound. He outlets to Davis. Boy, Davis looks like an athlete, doesn't he? Yeah, he pulls up and hits the three. Just a sophomore, Nate Davis averaged over 20 points a game, first team All-State.
And in fact, received some votes for Player of the Year in Ohio, Mr. Basketball.
And that was after he made first team All-State in football. So those of you out there that don't think it can combine sports, Josh Davis is living testament. Davis away with the ball. He's going to pull up and shoot another three. That looked good, but didn't go down. Great position by Shappy, and the foul called on number 43, Mike Fisher. We're going to get a look at the replay here, Mark.
Just pulled up jump shot in transition. Davis averages 20 points a game. Mike Fisher, number 43, averages 15. Josh Fisher averages 14. And, of course, Agnew, we talked about earlier, averages just under 19. So they can put some points on the board, averaging 77 points a game.
Well, we were told before the game started they are the highest scoring team in the state tournament. Gale got through and up and under Agnew, but couldn't put it in. Here's the fast break by Bellaire and the slap out of bounds by Kevin Paulus.
Another
good defense by Paulus.
Another 6'4" junior. We see this transition pass down the court by Davis. And great timing on that.
They lob inside to Mike Fisher, and he misses. Good play. Everybody's concentrating on Agnew. That pass is a little too far out in front, and Ben Shappy can't haul it in. Versailles has 3 players in double figures. Bellaire has 4. 4 of their starters average in double figures.
Well, Ben Shappy couldn't haul that long pass in. There's not many players who can. He's an excellent football player, mostly in the backfield, but also caught some deep balls, too.
There's a nice pass. Agnew inside. I believe that was Bobka.
It was Josh Fisher's who they put it up on the scoreboard
Josh
for anyway.
Fisher got the inside shot from Agnew. 5-0. Bellaire up. Versailles looking for their first hoop. And Gale gives it to him. 3-point variety. It's 5-3.
Shappy gets the job of guarding Davis.
Well, that's a tall order for anybody. Speaking of tall orders, right there's Agnew off the glass.
Well defended, he still scored.
This is McNeil, and he pulls up at the free throw line, misses. Versailles working hard on the boards. McNeil with the rebound.
And then Gale gets the rebound.
Yeah, McNeil got knocked to the floor by Agnew. Big Reds on the fast break, foul. Oh, they're going to call double dribble. Before the contact, Bobka gets called for double dribble. There's a look at Gene Amarante. "23 years at Bellaire, has 379 wins. That is a bunch. Of course, when you hear Bellaire, the first thing that comes into my mind is Alan Horniak. He went to the parochial school in Bellaire. Outside shot rebounded by Davis. 7-3. Big Reds on top. Davis wanted to make a move, and he carried it. So another turnover by Bellaire. Here's the lob inside to Agnew.
On the great pass, as you said earlier, they're trying to play 2 men on him and ignored Josh Fisher, but Fisher was able to catch and score on the good pass that time.
Here's Gale using his quickness all the way to the board. He put it up over Agnew, but a little too hard. His team will keep it.
Gale started a little slowly, 1 for 4 from the field. Does have 2 offensive rebounds.
Well, Kyle Gale making a statement early saying, I'm going to take it right in on the big guy. It doesn't matter.
You have a feeling this game's going to explode pretty soon. A lot of offense out here once they get situated at the playing floor.
Great shot. Paul Borchers pulled up and hit the little baseline jumper over Agnew. So Borchers getting the start and making the most of it. Backside pass, wide open, Andrew Bobka. He's the guy that Versailles has decided they're not going to guard in favor of double teaming Agnew.
Well, twice they found that open man too. Davis with a strip.
Davis passes ahead. This is Fisher. He misses. And Borchers with the rebound.
Thanks to Gale, he got down and bothered that shot.
Follow rebound. It's down in those legs somewhere. I haven't seen Agnew leave his feet yet, but he's gotten 2 blocks. Take it in on him again. The left-handed layup is good by Shappy. 9-7. So they are challenging the big guy. They're not pulling up and shooting over him. They are going right to him.
And Versailles running 3 subs in on next dead ball.
Well, if they want to stay up tempo to tire the big guy out, they're going to use some subs. Inviting the outside shot by everybody but Davis. The roll goes in. Mike Fisher.
All 5 starters have now scored for Bellaire.
Well, if you average 77 a game, I guess everybody out there is ready to shoot it. This is Shappy. They're trying to get the ball on the wing. Oh, nice penetration. Ryan McNeil again took it right in on Agnew.
Here comes those 3 subs we talked about, Mark.
Let's count them off for you. Number 40, Zach Richard, a 6'4" sophomore into the game. Number 32, Adam Barga, a 6-foot sophomore. And number 44, Bart Schmitz, a 6'5" senior into the game. So 3 subs for Coach McEldowney and the Versailles Tigers. So now it is Zach Richards' turn to lean on the big guy. And again, Bobka is open underneath. Give Bellaire credit. They are finding the open man.
Well, Bobka averages 3 points a game. He now has 4, so the defensive strategy not working. Nice block by Davis. Gale thought he got fouled.
Yep, Davis knocked the shot by Gale away, and we've got
again.
A turnover again. And that's a different referee that called it that time. So obviously Nate Davis does something with that ball that these referees don't like. We got a timeout for Versailles. It's a full timeout. We'll take one as well. 15-9, Bellaire on top. Versailles has taken the first time out of the game, and they find themselves behind Bellaire 15-9. Coming up right after this game, we'll go to Division II and bring you the Ottawa Glandorf Titans and the Dover Tornadoes. That will air, like I said, close to midnight or right after this game is over. Our triple header here on Channel 44 today, and then Friday's action brings you the Marion Local Flyers. Return trip to the state. Stay with us. We've got lots of good basketball for you, tournament style.
Well, the OHSAA has issued a special dispensation. People who want to watch basketball games all night don't have to go to work tomorrow.
That'd be a good deal. Bobka comes away with the steal and the basket. Gale on the give and go. Agnew with authority slaps it off the backboard. Bellaire going the other way. Fisher has his shot blocked. Davis up and in, and he's fouled.
That's twice now Gale's gone to the glass thinking there's contact and not getting anything out of it. Here we're going to see it again. The big fella's going to get off his feet this time, and you can see some body, but it's not called.
Ryan McNeil returns for Adam Barga.
That foul went to Shappy as Davis goes to the line looking for his 6th point.
It's up and in.
He has a 3, a 2, and a free throw for 6.
Kyle Gale has been able to get by the perimeter defense, but with big Aaron Agnew in there, it's tough to get it in the basket. Mid-range jumpers are open. Off of Gale's foot and out of bounds.
Gale had his hands on the ball for a moment, but couldn't control it in all that traffic. That jump shot's going to be open right here because Agnew's not going to leave the paint area to go out and guard on the perimeter. Versailles going to pick up full, try to make something happen with their defense.
There's the double team, and Davis gets it out to Fisher. This is Aaron Agnew, listed at 6'10". Davis from way downtown misses. Bobka with the rebound. Can't hit the putback, and Versailles will get the ball.
Davis really deep on that jump shot.
Well, we're not sure Aaron Agnew is 6'10". That is really, really tall. But we know one thing, he is a very large human being. One big fella, and looks pretty good. So far has gotten up and down the floor just fine.
Our good friend Mike Mullen at WIMA told us that he's going to Iowa State to play football, that they want to redshirt him and turn some of his body bulk into muscle, and he'll be a good football player at Iowa State.
This is Shappy working on Fisher. The give and go to Shappy. Nice move off the backboard. That was a nice move. He got Davis up in the air and went around him. So Shappy, with 30 seconds left in the first quarter, cuts the deficit to 9. They're down 20-11. Shappy knocks it out of bounds with good hustle. So Bellaire, scoring 77 a game, is a little ahead of their average. Here's Shappy's move.
Good penetration dribble, then got the ball down inside where he could jump up and score.
Well, they gave Davis baseline and he took it. Gave it off to Fisher, and a foul call.
See the Fisher got. He got number 13, Gale, on that personal foul. Here's the call right there. Didn't see it, quite honestly. Must have been some body contact in there. But that puts number 34, Josh Fisher, to the line.
Josh is a senior, averaging just under 14 points a game. He's one of those players that the referee made remove their undershirt. They got rules for everything, Mark. I know it has to be the same color as the jersey. You said it can't have ragged edges. I'm sure it can't have any print on it. Anyway, he had something wrong, and he's playing without it now. Davis from the corner. McNeilin with the rebound. They got 8 seconds to do something with it. Davis almost took it from Gale. Gale will pull up and shoot the 3. And they got Agnew right at the last tick. Well, that whistle blew before that horn went off, and they got the foul. I thought for a minute they were going to walk off and call it the end of the quarter. I think the last bit of that quarter was a foul on Aaron Agnew, his first. We're at the end of 1. It's 21-11, Bellaire over Versailles. We're back to Ohio State University, the Schottenstein Center and Value City Arena. There's a good look at the Versailles Tigers coming out of the first quarter break. They find themselves behind by 10, 21-11 to the Bellaire Big Reds. Bellaire lost 4 games this year. I don't know who they played, but I don't know how 4 teams beat them. They've got a great outside player in Nate Davis and a great, huge inside player in Aaron Agnew.
Some other guys that are pretty good, too.
Yeah, the other guys
5.
play defense. They hit their open shots. They're a pretty good team. Obviously, they're in the state tournament. This is Kyle Gale. Draws the double team and gives it up to McNeilin. Takes it in on Agnew, and that's the 3rd block shot. He hasn't left his feet yet.
Here's a replay of that block shot. See McNeilin going to the basket right here and just holds his arm straight up and gets the block.
Shappy
got fouled.
Almost hit it, but he got fouled. Well, I guess when you're that big, you don't have to jump. Here's a look at our stats. Each team's hit 1 3, decent shooting from the field. No free throws for Versailles. They're doing a good job on the boards, and the turnovers are about even. If you look at that, you'd think the score was closer.
The problem is field goal shooting.
First free throw by Shappy is up and in.
That's 2nd foul on Mike Fisher of Bellaire. First person to be in semi-foul trouble.
Well, they're not even thinking about taking him out. There have been no subs for Bellaire. The same 5 that's played the whole way. This is Agnew, turn around, kind of a hook something. He hit the side of the backboard, but eventually gets the tip in.
That's a pretty athletic move, the way he went and got the 2nd tip in.
Gale penetrates on Davis, and the foul's on Davis.
Watch that replay of that basket. You see the first tip, and then see the big fella just step right around number 42, Kevin Paulus, to get the tip in. Pretty good footwork.
The inbounds play is thrown out of bounds. Versailles can't afford those kinds of plays.
Well, you know, when you lose a player like Shardo, it changes everything, and you're trying to do a little bit different things offensively, and maybe even in your out-of-bounds plays, and miscommunication right there on that particular pass.
So this is Nate Davis. I keep wanting to call him Josh. I don't even know a Josh Davis. Nate Davis walked the ball up the floor, gave it off to Fisher. This is Bobka.
Davis wants to take Shappy in a low post.
The defender falls. Mike Fisher puts it in. They're up by 12, 25-13. Kyle Gale trying to make something happen. He drew the foul on Agnew. Now that was a smart play by Gale. That time he basically threw his body into Agnew. You see the college players do it all the time.
Here's that last basket, first of all, by Mike Fisher. Number 22, Ryan McNeilin falls down and it's kind of slipped on the court there as we see Gale about to shoot the free throws.
One's got hit. One's got hit, guys. I got it, Dave.
Gale hits both to make it a 10-point game. Man-to-man throughout for both teams, although when Versailles plays defense, there's always 2 of them around Agnew. Good inside-out attempt there, but no shot taken.
Nice job by Versailles defensively to disrupt the interior passing game. Going to run Davis off a couple screens.
Agnew looking for some kind of move to make, throws it inside. Fisher grabs it and throws it up and in.
Fisher's 7th point. It seemed like he was in the free throw line area a long time. That might be Agnew's 3rd. It's either Agnew's 3rd or Davis's 2nd.
Nice move by McNeilin. Went for the reverse layup and did get fouled.
Davis' 2nd foul.
There we see Agnew and Davis both playing defense, but Davis gets called for the foul.
Well, if you're Versailles, you're staring at a 12-point deficit, but you also know you've got some foul problems building up on 2 important players for Bellaire.
Well, they have attacked the inside, and they don't seem to stop. They've had some shots blocked, but they keep going in there.
Now we go. Now we go.
Well, if you just lay out on the perimeter, that's not a good thing either. You've got to go inside at least sometime. They've done a good job of getting people in foul trouble. They've also made all 6 of their free throw attempts.
And that will be very, very important.
You know, it's 6 minutes to go in the half. They'd like to get a 3rd on Davis and or a 3rd on Agnew.
Well, the Bellaire coach hasn't even looked at his bench. These are the 5 guys.
Versailles goes 2-3 zone for the first time.
Almost had a tip away. They get it in the lane to Agnew, and he lays it up and in. He doesn't have to shoot it very far, but he's accurate with how far he does shoot.
It's a pretty athletic move to catch and spin in the lane like that.
The travel call on Gale.
Here's that last play. See the big guy catch and spin in the lane. Puts it up softly over defenders. Another Versailles timeout.
It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take it along with them. Our score, Bellaire 29, Versailles 17. Versailles has just taken their 2nd timeout as they try to solve this Bellaire problem that they have. We want to remind you that right after this game, the Ottawa Glandorf Titans and Dover Tornadoes in Division II state semifinal action. We'll bring you that game in its entirety. And that'll be the 3rd game today on TV 44. More to come. Stay with us. Fisher kicks it out to Davis. Davis airballs, and Versailles will get the ball.
Well, they stayed in 2-3 zone, did Versailles, so the timeout one would guess is to talk about what they want to do offensively at this end. Bellaire does have 7 team fouls, so the next one's 1-1. Also a couple players in foul trouble for Bellaire.
Well, it looks like they want to continue to penetrate. Shappy trying to make something happen on the inside. Kicks it out to McNeilin. The open shot from the elbow was missed.
Got a foul on the rebound.
And finally, Bellaire goes to their bench. Number 23, Jay Ofat.
And that's
number 6'5" junior will come into the game.
43, Mike Fisher has his 3rd personal foul. So he's going to sit down for the rest of the half. Also 1-21 for number 22, Ryan McNeilin.
So Mike Fisher with 3, Aaron Agnew and Nate Davis, Bellaire's 2 top scorers, with 2 each. Just under 5 minutes to play yet in the 2nd quarter, so the fouls have to be a concern for Bellaire. McNeilin looks like a good free throw shooter.
Well, they all are so far. Except when I said it.
As soon as we say it, we jinx them.
Yeah.
Davis away with the rebound. 11-point lead for the Big Reds of Bellaire. Penetration, Fisher. Oh, they didn't call it. Got the ball off to Davis. This is Davis from the corner, and he hits it. He shot an air ball a minute ago, and the Versailles crowd yelled it pretty loud, but you could tell that wasn't going to bother him. He's a young man with a lot of confidence. He comes right back and shoots another one.
He's got 9 points now. 2 3 balls.
Versailles, lots of movement. Bellaire's team working hard on defense, though. Good job by Gale. He changed directions, and Agnew couldn't change with him. He went in with the right hand and kind of dipped back to the left side, and Agnew could not adjust quick enough to block the shot.
Need to get a couple stops down here, does Versailles.
Well, Davis puts one up again. He air balls, but I'll bet he'd be right back with another one.
Well, you know, Mark, they always say that it's tough to be a choir director, but you shoot an air ball and immediately the opposing fans on cue chant air ball and all in the same key. So how hard can it be to be a choir director?
Well, Davis has shot 2 air balls, but he's also made 2 from outside the arc. That's Davis right there lobbing it to, what a
nice
play. That had to be a planned play. They lobbed it up. The big guy tipped it with one hand right back to Davis, and he stepped in bounds for the easy lay-in.
Well, Chardot's guarding Davis, but on the out-of-bounds play, he tried to help on Agnew. Or not Chardot, excuse me, Shappy.
Gale hits the deep one. They needed that one badly.
Yeah, he got to 10 points, the first one to get to 10 in the basketball game.
Still 2-3 zone for Versailles. Bellaire working the perimeter. Davis lobs inside. Agnew couldn't catch it.
There were 3 guys around him and
good,
a foul.
Good job by McNeil, and he's the one that gave his body up so Agnew couldn't catch that thing.
Well, it's not passed. It should not have been thrown. Trying to see who the foul was on. I didn't see the call.
Well, some more subs coming back onto the floor for Versailles. They've played 8. Bellaire just played 6.
The foul went to number 23, Jay Ofat.
He is the 1 sub. Schmitz misses the free throw, and Bellaire with the ball in the lead. That's Ofat right there.
2-3 zone has had some success for Versailles.
Well, it gives them some guys down low in position, but Bellaire wants to talk about how to solve it. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take one along with them. 34-23 the score. We're back to action at the Value City Arena. Bellaire with the ball. They're up 34-23. Versailles trying to get some stops on offense. Aaron Agnew with the bounce pass baseline to Fisher, and he gets fouled.
Agnew already has 4 assists in the basketball game. That would have been one had the ball gone in and not foul been called.
So Josh Fisher, the 6-foot senior, will shoot free throws. See there, he has 7. Looking for 8 and 9. He has 8. 2:22 to play in the half. It's both of these teams' first state appearance. Of course, Versailles has made many state appearances in football,
including winning it all last fall.
Josh Fisher hits both of them. They gave us a sheet before the game. Only 3 teams in the history of the state have won football and basketball boys in the same year. Versailles trying to become the 4th. Of course, they got to get by Bellaire first. And that is literally a tall order.
And the winner of our first game, St. Henry, after that.
Gale hits the 3. So Kyle Gale penetrated a lot early in the game. Now he's starting to fire it up from the outside. And those threes, that 3 brings him back to 36-26.
Versailles would love to go into halftime with a less than 10-point deficit.
Fisher with a jump through, and we got a foul call.
Reach foul. This will just be the 4th team foul of the half. Here's that last shot by Gale. Catches it, shoots it all in one motion. Nice looking jump shot by the MAC Player of the Year. They call that a shooting foul, Mark.
Yeah. I was a little surprised they called a foul at all. Fisher misses the first. There's 2 Fishers for Bellaire, Mike and Josh. Mike's in foul trouble, 43's on the bench. 34, Josh is at the free throw line. He'll try for his 2nd.
The negative about that foul is it was Kyle Gale's 2nd personal foul basketball game.
Well, after having already lost one starter, they can't afford to lose anybody else, even to foul trouble. Gale through his legs, pulls back to three. Nice follow-up by Paul Borchers. And we got a technical foul.
On.
He called it when he was right in front of me.
He got Gale, but the bad part about that is that counts towards a personal foul, so Gale now has 3 personal fouls.
Well, the Versailles players were retreating down the floor. The referee, Terry Geis, was following them, and all of a sudden the whistle blew. Now he's going to go over and explain what happened to Roger McEldowney.
Well, Gale
because
thought,
I'm not sure anybody in the place knows what happened.
Gale thought he was fouled on the jump shot. That's where it began. He ball fakes right here, takes the ball between his legs, goes up and shoots. He thought he was fouled right there on the wrist. And coming back up the court, he must have said something to the official.
Nate Davis shoots free throws for the technical. He hits the first.
And again, that counts as a personal foul, so Gale sets down with 3 fouls and 81 seconds to go in the first half. Gale
Davis will shoot the second.
has 13 of the 28 points also.
He hits them both. Now Bellaire would have had possession anyways, but they do retain. So they've got an 11-point lead now. A minute 21, as Mark said, before half.
Adam Bargan, number 32, a sophomore in the game at point guard for Gale.
Bellaire, Josh Davis going baseline, gives it to Agnew. He strengths his way in and gets fouled.
Not much you can do about that when he gets the ball that deep. With his size and strength, it's just hard to do anything with it defensively.
One of the most aggressive moves we've seen by Aaron Agnew right here, as he rips across and almost took Paul Borcher's head with it. Aaron Agnew, 6 points on the evening. 6'10" is what they list him at. Good free throw. And somebody told us he weighs 390 pounds. I don't think so. He's a big boy, but 390. Look at the ball in his hands. That's what Mark and I were amazed at in warm-ups. Looks like he's playing around with a little volleyball or something. Nice touch.
Does have a good touch. He gets to 10 points.
There's no secret why guys like Shaquille O'Neal can't shoot free throws. His hand's too big for the ball, but this kid, he had a nice touch.
This is a really critical part of the game for Versailles. They're 13 down, their leading scorer, and point guard's on the bench.
Yeah, and their second leading scorer is also on the bench with an injury. Somebody's got to step up. It's got to be more than one. This is Adam Barga doing something. Shappy will take the shot, and he hits the three. There's a senior stepping up to meet the challenge. They got it back to 10. They need to stop.
Half over with. Yeah, get this half over with and try to keep it at about this 10-point lead or cut into it if fortunate, although it looks like Bellaire's playing last shot.
Yeah, lots of conversation on the other side of the floor between official Terry Geis and coach Roger McEldowney. They've gotten to know each other pretty well the last couple of minutes. Bellaire trying to make a move. Tipped away by Borchers, but Agnew there to get it. And the young sophomore wanted nothing to do with it.
And Barker gets a steal and a foul.
Now that is a bad foul for Bellaire and Andrew Bobka, because Versailles was very, very far away from the basket, and now they get to walk up and shoot free throws.
Well, I think that's 10th team foul too, which means it's a double bonus for number 22, Ryan McNeilin.
Ryan McNeilin. He made 5 or so in a row. Now he's missed his last 2.
Yeah, since I opened my mouth a moment ago, Versailles has missed 3 free throws in a row.
McNeilin missed them both. Davis trying to get a shot off before half. He bobbled the ball. It was almost stolen. He falls away and throws it up. Front irons it, and that's the way the half will end. So they did keep it at a 10-point deficit, But Bellaire has the upper hand. They're ahead at halftime, 41-31. We're at halftime where Versailles finds themselves down by 10, 41-31 to the Bellaire Big Reds. And they got off to a bad start in the first quarter. They played them even up the second quarter and still find themselves behind by 10 at halftime, Mark.
Right. Yes, they do. I think the foul on Kyle Gale was a key. He's got 3. He's got to go into the second half now and play intelligently. He did find the scoring range for them in the second quarter, though both teams scored 20 points in the quarter. He's got his offense going. Now he needs to stay out of foul trouble and continue to play in the basketball game.
Well, we're going to look at the stats and see how they got to that score. You can see there are just a lot more shots by the Big Reds. 15 out of 29 from half-court range. The 4 threes keeping the Tigers in it. Good free throw shooting on both sides, although the Versailles tailed off at the end there. The rebounding fairly even, as is the turnovers. For leading scorers individually, Kyle Gale for Versailles has 13, but also those 3 fouls that Mark just talked about. And for Bellaire, 3 players in doubles led by Nate Davis with 11 points. So they are trying to keep pace with their 77 points a game, and a little bit over that, actually. We're going to take a look at some replays to show you some of the action in the first half.
Well, the first one's going to be a 3-point field goal by Kyle Gale. I really like that shot because he caught it all in motion, just took the jump shot right up and scored. Shows he's playing with a lot of confidence right now. Then we're going to get a look here. This will be Ben Shappy as he takes the ball to the basket. Nice up fake and gets the ball up over Davis to score. And then we thought we'd show you an Agnew defensive play as the big fella gets up off the floor to knock Gale's shot down right here. Now, that's also one of the things that Gale thought he was fouled on, as he's gone to the basket a couple times, and of course that frustration eventually came through, and Gale ended up with 3 personal fouls thanks to the 1 technical call.
So we are at halftime. There's the score. Versailles 31, Bellaire 41. We'll be right back with second half action. We're back for second half action. Just before the ball is put into play, 41-31, Bellaire over Versailles. If you weren't with us for the first half, Joe Shardo, second leading scorer and 6'4" junior for Versailles, not able to play due to a knee injury in his last game. Kyle Gale, the leading scorer for Versailles, had to sit out the last couple of minutes of the first half with foul trouble. He has 3. And the story on the other side is 2 All-State players. 1 first-teamer, Nate Davis, a sophomore. He's leading all scorers with 13. And the big fella, Aaron Agnew, 6'10" senior. He was a second-team All-State player. And they are both very, very good. So Versailles talked about it at halftime. They're going to try to climb this 10-point deficit and get back to even play. Let's see if they can do it. Kyle Gale trying to make a move. Lost the ball out of bounds, so they don't even get a shot on their first possession.
Well, it's not how you want to come out at halftime, down 10 with possession. You want a positive statement to start the third quarter.
Davis, beautiful crossover, left-handed shot. That was a big-time move. McNeelan's going to take the 3. Didn't go in, and Davis out-jumps Versailles, and then he throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, just lost control. He saw teammates deep, couldn't decide whether to pass or continue to dribble, and in the process, just let it out of his hands. Here's his crossover dribble to the goal, and then nice use of the left hand.
43-31. Bellaire on top. Versailles turned it over the first time down. See what they can do this time. Shappy finds Gale coming off a double pick. A runner in the lane misses, and Agnew with the rebound.
Boy, he had a good look.
To Fisher. Almost out of bounds. He saves it to Shappy, and the Versailles Tigers are on the move the other way. Gale misses the three-point shot. Shappy inside, and Borchers with a nice baseline drive. Back to 10, 43-33.
Borchers 6-point.
Davis pulls up. Borchers with the rebound, and Gale's going to run with it. Just not handling the ball real well on either side right now. In on Agnew. Again, another flat-footed block, and I think Gale ran into the guy with the ball and got a foul.
He caught Gale for his 4th foul, and that's just one of those. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He drove to the basket, he turned, and just some contact that's really incidental, and Gale's in a bad spot. He's going to play a minute and a half of the 3rd quarter. That's a set for a long time.
Well, that should have been a no call in my estimation. He was standing still. The guy that rebounded was on the move and basically ran into Gale.
Yes.
I don't know why you have to call every bit of contact if it has no effect on the play.
Well, there have been some screens that have been set that have been just brutal, and yet that was somewhat minor contact.
This is Barga on the move.
He traveled.
He traveled with it before he got it up.
He did skid as he tried to get into the lane and power jump stop, and he did skid in there and got called for the travel. Well, I see Shardo over on the bench. He just killed him not to be able to play and rooting for his teammates, and he's almost in more pain from that than he is from his knee injury.
I bet that's true. Fisher does not want to shoot it from the outside. Bobka inside does. And I think he got called for a foul on the rebound.
Bobka fouled on the rebound, didn't he? We'll see who they get. That's what it looked like. Yes,
well,
that's who it was.
Josh, there's a good look at Joe Shardo.
There he is. You can just see it's just eating him alive. Any athlete who, wants to play in this particular venue, in this particular situation, for the team and for yourself, it's not an opportunity to get very often. We feel for Joe.
Baseball pass down the floor. Now, there was more contact than Gale's, and no whistle blew.
And on the charge as well. I did call the charge on Davis, his 3rd.
So Davis took it all the way to the backcourt, but got called for the charge.
Well, first he makes a great play on the steal. He's the interceptor in this 1-2-1-1 zone press, and as you said, contact there, kind of his football skills showing up. And then we didn't get to see the end of the replay, but he went skating to the basket and got called for the foul. His 3rd. Neither team able to get into a flow here in the second half with turnovers, missed shots, and fouls.
Well, we're not sure what position Nate Davis played in football, but by looking at him play basketball, he could play any of them.
Now Bobka gets his 3rd personal foul. From a Bellaire team that's not very deep. Davis with 3, Bobka with 3, Fisher with 3, and Agnew with 2. Already 3 fouls on their team in the second half.
Borchers inbounds to Shappy. McNeilin, Borchers on the baseline, and he hits it again. Oh, Borchers has done a nice job in this game. Not normally a starter, but he stepped up and hit the shots when he's had a chance, and just like that, Versailles has it back to 8. They kind of snuck right back in there. Fisher into Agnew.
That's going to be a reach foul on number 42, Kevin Paulus. Trying to knock the ball loose on the entry pass. Here's that last basket by Borchers.
Good tip away by Paulus. Shappy comes up with it off to McNeilin. Back to Shappy. So they've got it down to 8. A basket here gives them some momentum that they badly need.
And we got an illegal screen on Kevin Paulus.
Well, that hurts badly.
Well, they
turn
were
it over without having a chance to score.
They were trying to run a fade to the backside, and he's the guy who set the screen. And I didn't see it on our replay there, but I think it was called before that particular action. That's his third personal foul.
So worse than that, they turn it over. Now Bellaire back with the ball. Fisher from the corner. Misses in great position by Paulus.
Yep.
He was inside Agnew, and so Versailles has another chance to cut into this 8-point lead. Shappy in the lane. Wants to go in. He does. Left-hander around Agnew. And Versailles fans are up on their feet and they're into it.
And we got a timeout, Bellaire.
A good timeout by Bellaire Big Reds. We'll take it along with them. We got it back to 6 points, 43-37. We're back at Ohio State and Value City Arena. After this game ends, we'll bring you the Ottawa Glandorf Titans and Dover Tornado. OG comes in at 25-1. Dover is 22-3. They'll battle in Division II state semifinal action. But right now, Versailles trying to continue this comeback effort. Down by 10 at halftime. They got to stop there, and another good rebound by Paulus. This is Borchers, tries to reverse, and it's swatted away by Agnew.
I think we got a timeout.
They tried to get the timeout.
Yes, he did.
And I think they got it. They're going to take a 30-second timeout. So in an effort to save it from going out of bounds, here you're going to see, this is Paulus. He's asking for timeout. Now, this referee didn't see it, so he had to check with the other referee before they gave it to him, but they will retain possession. They were down by double digits most of the second and third quarters.
Well, Paulus has really had a nice third quarter for them. He does have 3 personal fouls, but he also has 3 rebounds. He has an assist. He's really done a nice job of bodying up Agnew in the block. Agnew hasn't scored yet in the first 4 minutes, so he's really had a nice third quarter so far.
It was 41-31 at halftime. So Versailles has held Bellaire to 2 points so far here, and we're at the midpoint in the third quarter. This is a team that averages 77 a game and scored 21 in the first quarter and 20 in the second quarter. They've now scored 2 in the first half of this quarter.
Well, you've got to understand, I would imagine, that Versailles with 26 wins, they've faced some adversity through the course of the year, probably faced all different styles of offense and defense, and their players are competitors. They've worked themselves back in the game.
And they're winners. They're used to winning. Whether they are football players, they're certainly used to winning. This year, the basketball team undefeated, 26-0, the only undefeated team in the state tournament this year. And they're going to inbounds the ball right in front of their bench. And they have Kevin Paulus back at half court. And he'll now come back into the forecourt. Shappy in on Agnew, and Agnew never moved, never flinched, didn't even move his arm. And Shappy just went right by him for a layup. 13
points and playing extremely well at both ends of the floor.
Yeah. And Bellaire has just gone into a shell. They're not nearly as aggressive as they were. Agnew only has 1 foul, doesn't he?
He has 2.
2 fouls. He sure doesn't want that third one. Travel out front.
Well, they ran a different set. They tried to run Davis on the baseline off a double screen when he wasn't open. That put number 43 out front where he's not typically handles the basketball, Mike Fisher, and he just traveled with it. Shappy done a nice job at point guard with Gale on the bench.
Well, they do have Gale on the bench, and they do have Shardo injured on the bench. Their 2 leading scorers take 37 points and set it on the bench, and their team's making a comeback. That tells you about the rest of the kids and their resolve. This is Barga. He's gotten lots of minutes since Gale's gotten in foul trouble. Shappy's been the offensive threat, and he still is. Ben Shappy just keeps taking it right in on Aaron Agnew and using that left hand. We got a 2-point game, folks.
Well, he's a right-handed player who keeps going to the glass left-handed. I think that catches Bellaire off guard.
Well, who's going to step up for Bellaire now?
And Shappy's guarding Davis again, too.
Oh, big shot by Fisher. Mike Fisher, the 6'2 junior, hits the 3. They needed that badly. That's their first Well, only their second score of this third quarter. Shappy tries from the outside. He hits again, another three. So they traded threes, and it's back to a 2-point game. And Versailles really riding the shoulders of Ben Shappy.
He's got 9 points in the quarter.
Davis pulls up, he's short.
Davis couldn't get a shot with their baseline offense, so he just decided to play point guard and take it on his own.
I think the foul is going to be called on Paul Borchers. Here you can see Shappy on the other end, and he has been Mr. Offense the third quarter. Ben averages just over 10 a game. He's got about 10 in this quarter.
Nice play.
The lob, good job by Paulus. Shappy had Barga, but wants to set the offense.
Chance to tie or go ahead.
Shappy's feeling it. I think I'd get the ball in his hands.
There
They do. They pick for him. The pull-up jumper.
Shot it
Can't
hard.
get the roll, but he rebounds his own shot. They're trying to tie this thing. McNeil will try to give him the lead. He misses. Agnew rebounds and out to Davis. So 2 chances to tie it or go ahead, and they missed them both. Davis inside. He's tied up.
Yes, that's exactly what they called. Ball stays at this end. It's Bellaire's ball. Nice call by the official and very emphatically done. Here it is right here. See, nice job with McNeil and getting his hands on the ball.
So Bellaire with the ball. That's Agnew. Paulus doing everything he can to keep Agnew away from the basket. On the run, Shappy pulls up for the three. Great rebound. Borchers has had a night. Good ball movement by Versailles.
Versailles is just hollering, just get us one basket. Just get it even, and let's start this thing all over again.
They've had 3 good looks at a shot that would do just that, but haven't been able to hit them.
Nice job of getting set up.
McNeil takes it in, but lost the handle, then he fouled Agnew. There's a situation where Ryan McNeil was trying to do it all, and he just didn't quite have enough left at the end.
Although that's McNeil's first personal foul, it is the 5th team foul on Versailles. Just 3 team fouls to Bellaire in the second half.
46-44, 1 minute and 6 seconds to play in the third quarter. Ben Shappy urging his troops on defense, encouraging them, clapping for him.
Well, this game has gone in waves right now, and they want to try to ride the wave to its crest, and I know they've had a couple of opportunities. They're concerned about not getting another.
They lob it inside, the block from behind, and the foul.
Let's see who they got.
Well, they had Paulus in front and McNeil in behind. Unfortunately, yeah, they got Paulus.
That's his 4th.
I was going to say, unfortunately, we have great seats, but we're right behind where the official goes and gives the signals to the scoring table on the other side of the floor, so we really can't see what numbers he's given.
Agnew has not scored in the second half as he goes to the foul line to shoot 2.
And he has not had many opportunities. Puts those big hands on the ball and strokes the free throw. He is a good free throw shooter.
Versailles brings in number, was it 40, Mark?
Yep, number 40. Zach Richard, he played some in the first half.
6'4" sophomore.
Give credit
his
to
job
Kevin
to lean
Paulus.
on Agnew for a while. I think that Paulus did a great job. I mean, I know he has 4 fouls. He hasn't scored, but he's rebounded. He's really used his body well defensively. He's had a good third quarter.
Yes, he did. That free throw's missed, and Borchers, who's had a bunch of rebounds, gets another. Well, they can tie with a 3. They've missed a couple of threes when they were trying to grab the lead.
And they're going to play last shot.
Roger McEldowney would like nothing more than to hit the last shot of the quarter and go into the fourth quarter tied up.
Well, even though it's a 3-point game, even hit the last shot and go in with some momentum, even if it's a 2-point goal and you're just down a point, just want to score on this last possession.
Barga needs to get rid of it. He does. Coach McEldowney setting the offense. He tells they know exactly what he wants. We're down to 14 seconds.
You'd like
This
to
is
have Gale.
McNeil.
Like to have Gale in right here as your point guard, but instead
Barga takes the 3. Back iron. Agnew did jump. Oh, Shappy with a rebound.
What a
He
play.
hits it.
What a play.
What a play to end the quarter. Ben Shappy took it away from Aaron Agnew and then hit the fall away at the buzzer. And they're only down 1, but all the momentum's with the orange and black. We'll be back for the 4th and final quarter. We're back, and there's the shot that Ben Shappy threw up at the buzzer at the end of the 3rd quarter to bring the Versailles Tigers within 1, 47-46. They were down by double digits a lot of the game, down by 10 at halftime.
Shappy had 11 points.
Shappy
had 11 points in the 3rd quarter out of his team's 15 as they outscored Bellaire 15-6.
He had a great quarter. Rebounded well, too. Here's the outside shot. Oh, boy, in and out on a 3. What a lift that would have been. Zach Richard, the sophomore, almost hit the 3. This is Bellaire. They're back with it, looking to get back into rhythm on offense. Shappy with the steal. Davis tries to block. He goaltended.
He sure did.
He goaltended that as clear as day, and there was no call.
But Adam Barga followed up to give the Tigers their first lead of the game.
Well, their fans are big time into it now. You can see Davis measuring Shappy. He got way up. And they're going to call a foul as they try to get the ball into Agnew. McNeilin leaning on him heavy.
Well, here's that last shot. Here's Davis going up. The ball comes off the glass. He hit it. But great job by Adam Barga, the sophomore, to follow up on that.
We're going to shoot 1 and 1.
7th team foul. Did you catch who the foul was on, Mark? I was watching the replay.
I did not.
All right, let me go through the official computerized scoring here.
I'll tell you who was asking most of the questions was McNeilin, Ryan McNeilin. He was fronting Aaron Agnew and was leaning back into him as the lob went into him. Agnew hits the first of the 1 and 1.
Okay, but they did give the foul to Richards, and Agnew goes to the foul line and makes the first of the 1 and 1 to tie us up again.
48-48. Last quarter, just under action. The big guy strokes it a little short that time. And the ball is out of bounds. It'll stay with Bellaire. Here's our stats through 3 quarters. What jumps out? Not much. Pretty even. Looks like a 1-point ball game.
Looks like a 1-point game to me.
That's right. It's exactly what we had.
And they did a lot of that with Gale on the bench. Of course, the score tied at 48. You could leave him set there for a while. Then you got to pick and choose your spot to get him back in the game. Now, if you want to play technical foul, now's the time to do it, because on a dead ball, number 33 tried to dunk the basketball, which is clearly illegal. The foul came much before this, and that, you can say, well, he didn't hear the whistle and all that kind of stuff, but if you want to get picky, the foul puts number 43 at the foul line.
43 is Mike Fisher.
Richard.
6'2" junior.
Richard gets his 2nd foul.
Fisher's first shot is up and in, so he gives his team back the lead.
8 Versailles fouls in the 2nd half to just 3 for Bellaire. Davis wanted to get a drink of water, but that would have put him down below the free throw line, which is illegal. About 6 coaches grabbed a hold of him, told him to get back on the court.
He'll just have to be thirsty for a while. You know, not only did Agnew dunk it after the whistle, he missed the dunk. How's a 6'10" guy miss a dunk? Good golly. All right, Versailles down by 2, 50-48. Now every possession is so very important. Hey, the little scoop hook. Give it to Borchers, and he continues to impress.
And he gets to 10 points in the game.
So now Versailles has to feel good about the plan, because they've matched baskets 2 times in a row. Agnew up and in. Versailles has 3 players on him every time he touches it. He's just so big and strong.
Well, that brings Paulus up off the bench. He'll be back in next dead ball.
Yeah, he's got 1 more foul to give. Richard shoots it over Agnew, misses. Came up a little short. 52-50 and the ball to Bellaire. The Big Reds Fisher into Agnew, another foul. And the kid laying on the floor gets called for.
McNeilin, number 22.
Ryan McNeilin working hard. You could read his lips. It said, he's pushing me.
Well, they called him for backing into the intended receiver. McNeilin said, I wish I was strong enough to push him the way you said I did.
I think Aaron Agnew is going to go pretty well where he wants to go. And back into the game
Kyle
is Kyle Gale.
6:04.
Yep, great substitution by Roger McEldowney. They're down by 2, and Agnew's at the free throw line. His team needs a little burst here, so they bring Kyle Gale off the bench. His legs should be fresh. He sat there with foul trouble. He can score, and he brings a lot of energy to the court.
You need to wonder about his aggressiveness because his 4th foul came without really doing anything. So he's got to be hesitant when he goes on the court thinking about that.
Well, one thing about it is if you don't put it all on the court, you may not have another chance to do it. So Versailles dodged a bullet with the free throws. Gale shoots it right away, misses. Agnew with the rebound.
Good look, just didn't go in.
Yep.
It's from a guy who sat there too long.
Yep.
Travel.
Davis, lots of moves. I think they got, yep, you're right, Mark. Got him for travel.
Well, the one official wanted to call foul. The out official called travel, and he won.
Well, this guy's right. He saw the feet. The guy underneath couldn't see the feet.
The other good thing about this is Gale can bring the ball up and let Shappy rest a little bit. Shappy had 11 points in the 3rd quarter, and he can score, but this takes a little bit of pressure away from him.
Yep. I'm not sure I'd go away from Shappy. It looks like he's a man, a destined man today. Oh, nice pass inside. Borchers found Paulus right under the basket. They surprised Agnew with some quickness that time.
Got a couple good screens and a well-executed play.
They're going to give the shot to Fisher, but Fisher wants to throw it inside. Well, they lobbed it in. Good tip away. I think Paulus tipped it.
I agree. This is Shappy.
Shappy in on Davis. Borchers again. That kid's having a career game.
Got 7 rebounds and 12 points.
54-52. Versailles with the lead. Bellaire with the timeout. We'll take it. The Tigers are up by 2. Bellaire about to take the ball out at midcourt. They took a timeout, their 3rd. And the reason they took the timeout is Versailles has really taken it to them in the late going. They have the lead. Go ahead, Mark.
Davis had 13 at half. He has just 2 in the 2nd half. He's a 20-point game scorer, an all-Ohio player.
Well, part of that reason is Ben Shappy has been covering him on defense. Not only has Ben done it on offense, he's taken Nate Davis out of the game on defense. The long 3 attempt misses. Nice follow by Josh Fisher. So the Stars aren't necessarily doing it right now for Bellaire, but their supporting cast is good enough to keep it going for them.
Well, everybody went to check out Aaron Agnew, and that left that angle open to go get the offensive rebound.
Davis almost with a steal. The pull-up shot by Borchers, and he misses. Davis with a rebound ahead. Fisher can't handle it. Tries to bounce it off Shappy, and Shappy did a great job of removing his feet so that ball wouldn't bounce off of him out of bounds. So Versailles gets the ball right back. Tie game, 54-54.
And Versailles is in delay game.
They might be trying to buy some time with Kyle Gale, who's in foul trouble. They might be trying to rest their big guys, who's had to lean heavy on Aaron Agnew.
Well, they've got the lead. They've got 9 personal fouls, so the next time they foul, Bellaire gets to go to the foul line. They're going to run some clock, and they're going to make sure that they just take possession of the basketball game.
Well, they probably feel they have the better ball handlers. Of course, they'd love to take it down to a 1-possession game, I would think.
This delay game fits them perfectly because it's called the Tiger Pause, P-A-U-S-E. So
that's great.
Fits them perfect.
Well, they are running it now. It's a 3-man delay game where they just keep weaving around each other. Now Coach McEldowney points towards the forecourt, and they'll set something up.
You can believe it'll be a good shot opportunity.
Yeah, they've already proven they can take a lot of time off the clock. Shappy short because Davis had a great jump at the ball. Bobka tipped it to Aaron Agnew, and now Bellaire has a chance to go ahead. We're approaching 2 minutes. The lob inside.
Now that's going to be a really unfortunate foul call on Paulus. He had position, he fell down, and the big guy fell over him. He gets the call, does Paulus for the foul. Right
that
here.
Would be his fifth.
And all he's doing is laying on the court. Paulus has played extremely well. I really like what he's done for his team today.
He did a great job in there. He will be a tired man tonight because he was battling the man mountain, Aaron Agnew, and he really did a good job in the second half of keeping that ball away from Agnew. 5 rebounds,
2 points, a block shot, a couple of steals in 21 minutes.
Bart Schmitz, number 44, into the ball game. There's Kevin Paulus. Not only did he foul out, he got smushed by that guy. Schmitz is 6'5". Zach Richard has also been playing the post. He's at 6'4". Agnew hits the free throw.
His 13th point. Only 1 field goal in the second half. It's kind of like hack-a-shack in the second half.
They're making him shoot free throws, except this guy's a whole lot better free throw shooter than Shaquille O'Neal. Nice stroke for a big guy. Nice stroke for any size guy. 2-point lead, back to the Big Reds. Here come the Tigers. Kyle Gale, 4 fouls. Sat out a lot of the third quarter. McNeely. This is Shappy. He's the one that scored all the points to give them to come back from the deficit. He shoots a 3, and we're seeing all the shots for Versailles right now end up short. You expend a whole lot of energy making a comeback, and maybe they need to put a little more oomph on that ball.
Well, I think that's where Gale comes in because he is their leading scorer. He did sit a lot. He's got to be fresher.
He took a tough shot there, but there's that man Borchers on the backside. Rebound, put back, 56 all, 1 minute, 30 seconds left in the game.
And Coach Gene Armoranti tells him last shot. 90 seconds to go, and he called it last shot.
Well, borrowing a page out of Versailles' delay game. Versailles sitting back. Now they're matching up. Oh, McNeilin almost had the steal.
Coach McEldowney calls 55 defense, which I think is his man-to-man since they've now switched to that.
So now Bellaire tries to get it in. They'll probably dump it inside again. Oh, but the lob went off the backboard. So it's a break for Versailles. It's a tie game. We're under 50 seconds. Will they go into the delay game?
I think you got to now. You got to go delay game and play last shot. You don't want to put the ball back in Bellaire's hands with the score tied.
Each team has 2 timeouts left. Maybe they can take a timeout and rest his kids a little bit. Cut the time in half.
Now
We're under half a minute.
Bellaire only has, that's just their 4th personal foul and a half. So they can whack Versailles a couple of times and disrupt whatever pattern they want to run.
Well, I'm not sure that that was a planned foul there.
2 timeouts each way.
Yep, Josh Fisher took it. But if you want to mess up an offensive flow, you don't hack a kid at half court.
Yeah, but I think what I was surprised they didn't do then, Bellaire, is call timeout because he has 2. He could have talked about how they want to play. There's another foul.
Well, now they're trying to get to the point where they can put him on the free throw line, but I'm not sure in a tie game why you'd want to put him on the free throw line.
That's why I thought he needed a timeout there when they made the first personal foul and described how they were going to play that last 28 seconds.
Don't you wait, get it down to under 15 and then foul them so they don't have but 3 or 4 seconds to shoot the ball.
Right, now they can still foul one more time. The second foul after this one is when it goes 1-on-1.
And they ought to take it right down.
Oh, and Shappy's chance to go to basket and wisely pulls it back.
He's coachable, man. He did exactly what the coach said. We're going to take the last shot of this game.
They're trapping Gale.
There's another foul.
Okay, that's 6.
But now they have almost 15 full seconds to set up their last play, which is plenty of time. And if they foul now, Versailles goes to the free throw line.
Yes.
I don't like that philosophy very well. That strategy wasn't very good.
Yes. Now, you know, Coach
Yeah,
Amarante's,
wait a minute. He's got 379
wins, so he knows what he's doing, but
yeah, no doubt about
there's a plan behind what he's done.
Yeah.
Who do we go to? Do we go to Gale? Do we go to Shappy?
Well, Gale is fresh. Shappy was hot the whole third quarter. 5 seconds.
Gale for three.
Gale. The tip, no. The last shot, it was partially blocked. Agnew got a piece of that. 3 opportunities, had a chance to go in. None of them did. And we're going to overtime. Versailles pretty excited about that prospect. It looks a lot better for him than it did a while ago. We'll be back with the OT, 56-56. Welcome back. We're going into overtime. 56-56 at the end of regulation. Both teams have 3 timeouts now. Lots of strategy played there at the end of the fourth quarter. And it ended up that it was a push. Neither team had the advantage in strategy. That ball was out of bounds by 2 steps, and I'm not quite sure what they're looking at.
I thought
anyway,
Bellaire quick tipped it too.
Well, he hit it as soon as the referee let go of it, but he's so tall that 4 guys on him. Do they get it? Bobka gets it, tips it away to Fisher. Fisher puts it up and misses, and there is
Borcher with another rebound.
Borchers with another rebound.
He can play for me anytime he wants.
He can play, yeah, he can play. Getting his start today. There's the baseline jumper. Takes his time and puts her down. Paul Borchers got the start because Joe Shardo is injured.
16 points and 11 boards.
My goodness, has he had a game. The outside shot missed, and Borchers with another rebound.
That almost looked like a jump shot a guy didn't want to shoot.
Yeah.
You know, he's so open he felt he had to.
Now, with a 2-point lead, what will they do? Will they play offense? They're going to run the delay.
Yep.
Now they've got Bellaire in the situation where the foul puts him on the free throw line. Whoa. McNeilin got in the air and didn't know where anybody was. Shappy dribbling through everybody. That's Schmitz into the game. Gale.
1-1.
Well, I think Gale knew that he had a chance to just go in and make Agnew foul him. He didn't look like he was going to shoot it, really. He wasn't looking to pass it.
Gale's 3rd foul.
Here's Borchers on the baseline jumper.
Not Gale's 3rd foul, Agnew's 3rd foul, as you showed Borchers' jump shot that put him ahead.
Amirani wants a timeout for Bellaire, and we'll have one. We'll take one as well. Versailles up by 2 and on the free throw line. We're back to action at Value City Arena. Division III state semifinal. Versailles Tigers, Bellaire Big Reds, overtime. Up next, right after this one ends, if it ever ends, the Ottawa Glandorf Titans and the Dover Tornadoes, Division II action. Stay with us and just get your fix of high school basketball. 3 games on WTLW today. Gene Amirani of Bellaire just took a timeout, and Kyle Gale at the free throw line.
Although that is the 4th timeout, you get an extra one when you go to overtime, so they still have 2. Versailles has 3 timeouts left. Gale's not scored in the second half.
In a lot of free throw or foul trouble, sat out most of the third quarter. Came back on to give him some fresh legs, and he missed that free throw that they really could have used. We're down to 2.5 minutes. The 2-point lead to the Tigers. Nate Davis from the corner nails it. The lead is back to Bellaire, 59-58. This is Ryan McNeilin, Ben Shappy, Paul Borchers. Schmitz comes up short. It seems like whoever shoots over Agnew comes up short. I'm not sure they can see the rim.
All right. Now let's see what happens. Delay game or keep running their offense. That might be a steal.
You know what?
Yes, it is.
Gale took that ball and tipped it right off the foot of, I think, Bobka over there. right in front of the coach. He's laughing. He must not agree with the call, but I thought it was a good call.
Went off Josh Fisher's
Fisher's leg. All right. Now Versailles with a chance to get the lead back. They're down by 1. We're under 2 minutes. Important possession, as they all are. Nate Davis just reached in and tried to take the ball away. Schmitz picking for Gale. The pull-up 3, short again. Every shot they've missed has been short in the 4th quarter and overtime. So now another defensive stop is mandatory.
Here's the call for offense out. Here's the call for 4-quarter delay with 81 seconds to go.
They get it into Agnew. He kicks it back out.
Gale can't foul. The rest of the Tigers can, although it's a 2-shot opportunity. McNeelan's 3rd, I believe.
Mike Fisher will go to the free throw line.
Well, you know, you like to have your best player play his best, but Kyle Gale today just 4 of 19 from the floor. All-state player and MAC player of the year.
Well, everything, all that'll be wiped away if he hits the big one. And with that miss, they're going to either be down 1 or 2 after this free throw and a chance to tie or go ahead.
Bellaire 15 of 20 from the free throw line. Versailles 7 of 12.
Mike Fisher, the junior, eyes the second one and makes it. So they do have the 2-point lead, 60 to 58. We're approaching a minute left in this state semifinal game. The winner will play St. Henry on Saturday for the state championship in Division III. Shappy, open 3. He misses. The tip out to Shappy. Gale, fall away from the corner. Can't get it.
Good looks, 2 of them.
Yep, 2 good looks by their best 2 shooters on the floor. They need something to happen. Bellaire with the ball and a 2-point lead, 30 seconds.
Coach calling for the foul.
Calling for a foul.
And he got it.
Shappy did.
Just 2 personals on Shappy.
He reverted to his football skills there.
Yes, he did.
Says, I'll take him down, coach.
Timeout, Versailles.
Timeout, Versailles. They want to map the strategy for the last 28 seconds. We'll be right back. 60 to 58, Bellaire. We're back to action. 28 seconds to go in this overtime period. Regulation ended at 56-56. Right now it's 60 to 58. Bellaire is ahead, and their all-state player, Nate Davis, at the free throw line.
Well, he averages 20 a game. He's got 18. He's looking at 2 free throws. A chance for him to not only get to his average, but pick this up to a 4-point game. Versailles really has played hard in the second half. They seem to be coming up short on a lot of jump shots. Might have ran their legs out.
Well, Versailles hoping that Davis misses at least 1,
which he did.
Now they're hoping he misses them both, so a 2 would tie.
Now that puts Versailles with options. You can shoot 3 ball. You can go to the rim and try to get fouled and then set your defense up.
Davis hits the second, so now a 3-point deficit, 61-58.
Got Gale for 3.
Versailles has struggled on their 3s. Shappy throws a quick one up. He missed everything. Agnew out ahead to Fisher. He tracks it down. And a quick foul by Shappy. Versailles may have rushed that 3. They tried to put it up as quick as they could and didn't get a real good look.
Well, Fisher now with 2 free throws can really do a lot of damage towards Versailles' title efforts here. Even making one of them makes it a 2-possession game. And we have a timeout. Versailles.
Versailles going to take a timeout. They're going to take a full timeout. We'll be right back with the last 13 seconds. We're back to action. You can see the score there, 61-58, Bellaire over Versailles. 13 seconds left in overtime. Josh Fisher, number 31, a 6-foot senior at the free throw line. And he is going to try to make at least one of these two to give his team a 2-possession lead in this game. Way short on the first.
He's now 4 of 7 at the free throw line. Here comes a sub in the game.
Roger McEldowney is subbing. He's bringing in Zach Richard. We saw Zach shoot a 3 earlier in the game and looked pretty good doing it. So,
well, what it does to give him one more option. I mean, you'd like to think that Gale or Shappy will get to look at the 3-point line, but it not. It gives you one more option. And if in fact the big fella, Aaron Agnew's guarding him, he will be open on the 3-point line.
Missed. So a 3
Player call timeout. They're going to play.
Gale with the ball. 7 seconds.
There's the screen
He's
for
working.
him.
There's his shot. He puts it up. He hits it! Oh my goodness! Kyle Gale hits the 3, and we're going to the second overtime.
Well, let's see what happened. They tried to get a timeout. Officials are meeting. Let's see what happens here, if they're going to get the timeout or not.
The referees are huddling to see. The clock says zeros.
They're going to put some
Bellaire's
time on the
coach
clock.
Is hoping for some time left. If there is time left, it's very, very little.
What they're doing, Mark, is they're conferring with the alternate official to see what he saw as far as time on the clock.
He says 1.4. The referee put up 1 and then 4 fingers. So there's the replay. Gale.
Let me tell you what, you're not player of the year in the MAC, and you're not first team All-Ohio if you can't make big plays like that. What a great shot by Gale. He's just 5 of 21. I would sure he would tell you he struggled through the course of the day, but when he needed one for his team, here it goes.
Here's Gale with a pick by none other than Paul Borchers. He puts it down, and that makes up for a lot of those misses earlier. There you saw Nate Davis going to the referee and asking for timeout. We're going to take a look at it again. Watch Kyle Gale and the relief on his face. The frustration of missing a lot of shots that he normally makes. And now he says, yes, I've helped my team. All right.
1.4, watch a long 1.5, watch the lob long to the big fella.
All right, they're going to try to get it deep down the floor, and if not, a chance to catch and shoot.
Timeout Versailles.
Hey, I like this. Roger McEldowney wanted to see how Bellaire set up, and he's going to call another timeout. Do 2 things. One is if they come out in the same set, he'll defend it differently, but more than likely he's trying to make Bellaire go to their second choice.
Yes. Now the options were, you could see they had set up the lob pass to Aaron Agnew in the lane, but the second option was going to be Davis coming off a couple of screens where he would be able to try to catch it about 37 feet and try a 1-dribble move.
Well, he has shown great range. He's a strong young man, and he shoots that jump shot 3. But you got to figure that Aaron Agnew is in on this play somehow. I mean, he is a tower of strength.
If nothing else, you use him to tip the ball sideways to a shooter and get that guy a shot because everybody is converged to him. And for Versailles, you have to defend him without fouling him. You need to front back him and just jump straight up in the air and try to defend him.
Well, Davis is behind everybody. Agnew tipped it to him earlier. There's the
steal by Gale.
Gale with the steal. He throws it from half court. Oh, off the backboard. He almost won it right there. Hey, Versailles is excited. We're going to double overtime. 61-61. We're back and we're getting ready for overtime number 2. 61-61. Kyle Gale, who has struggled all day offensively, also struggled with personal fouls, hit a huge shot with 1.5 left on the clock to take it from 61-58 to a tied 61 game.
Well, Shappy has played every minute of this game. So has Davis, Bobka, Agnew, and Fisher for Bellaire. So some fatigue has got to be setting in before long.
Agnew gets yet another center jump tip.
By leaning in and just shoving the ball sideways.
Yeah, he doesn't jump, he just tips it away. This is Fisher.
And they're really working to get the ball to Agnew deep.
He's trying to get enough space so they can throw it in there and catch the ball. And Bellaire's going to pull it out.
Yeah. They want to run Davis off some screens.
Yeah. If they can't get it into Agnew, they'll put the ball in Nate Davis's hands. Pulls up for the three. Good-looking shot, but he missed. Borchers. Davis with a steal.
Timeout.
And timeout. He stole the ball in the air. Before he landed on the ground, he asked for a timeout and was granted.
And both teams get an extra timeout, so now they each have one left in the second overtime.
Here's the replay. Borchers, he's trying to outlet the ball, and Davis read it right there. Took the timeout before he stepped out of bounds. Quick thinking by the sophomore.
Well, he wanted to get the ball, Borchers did, to Gale on the outlet pass, and typically the point guard, in this case Davis, would be falling back to defend, but instead Davis came up to make a nice play.
The timeout situation is one each. Versailles 1, Bellaire 1. As you get into timeout or overtimes, you get an additional, and each team carried one over from the previous overtime period. Ottawa-Glandorf coming up right after this game. Don't fall asleep. We've got a great one here, and the OG game promises to be another great one as they take on the Dover Tornadoes. Pretty unique nickname, Tornadoes.
Yes, it is.
Dover has one of the greatest little amusement parks in America. It's a throwback to yesteryear and just a great little town. This is Bellaire.
Davis just 6 of 16 with mostly Shappy chasing him around today.
He's going to shoot another three.
6 of 17.
He misses another. And history repeats itself in that Borchers gets another rebound.
14 of them.
14 rebounds. This is Gale. 61-61. Versailles would love to get a lead because they've got the ball handlers that they could take some time off the clock. Borchers dribbles into his area. He missed it. It's a good look, though.
Yes, it was.
He got right where he wanted to be.
If you want to put Borchers' 14 rebounds into perspective, Agnew, the supposed 6'10", he has just 10 rebounds.
Fisher in deep, puts it up, missed it. The tip, missed it. Another shot, made it. So give a lot of credit to Mike Fisher. He stayed with that thing, got 3 looks, and finally put it in. You know, guys like he should really prosper with all the attention that Agnew gets. Gale pulls up and shoots one from a half a mile away, almost got it.
And then McNeelan gets his 4th foul, trying to get the rebound away from Agnew.
Will walk to the other end, and Agnew will shoot free throws where he has done a good job.
This might be deep. This
is a deep one. Boy, it looked good, though. Back iron, almost went in, and there's Agnew going for the rebound, and the foul by McNeelan.
Double bonus long time ago, so this will be a 2-shot foul. Still just 17 fouls on Bellaire in the second half plus overtime.
Aaron Agnew misses the first. Nate Davis, a sophomore.
Agnew 6 of 9, 6 of 10 now from the free throw line.
His team is up by 2.
Whoever wins this game will be glad that Friday is an off day. They don't have to play until Saturday morning because there's going to be a lot of tired bodies after this one.
He missed them both. Davis almost tipped it in. Borchers rebounded it, and Versailles gets the ball. So that was a nice move off the missed free throw by Davis.
Yes.
Almost tipped it in there. That would have been huge.
Yep. Borchers just a little slower than Davis into the free throw lane, but stayed with it to get the rebound.
So Kyle Gale will bring it up. Josh Fisher has been guarding him. Ryan McNeelan, Ben Shappy, been quiet for a while after that huge third quarter outburst.
They ran this play for Gale.
Yeah, Gale. Close in off the backboard, and he puts it in off the glass. 63-63.
To get him to 18 points on the game and tie it up again.
Davis takes it all the way in, misses it. Good job by McNeelan. That ball came off and hit that rubber backboard guard. McNeelan, enough agility to adjust and still control the rebound. I hate those rubber things.
Versailles going delay game. Yeah, that's because you and I never jumped high enough where they were important.
Well, I'm standing there flat-footed waiting on the ball to come down, and it ricochets off that thing. That ticked me off. Versailles taking the time off the clock. They do have ball handlers. Shappy, McNeil, and Gale, the 3 primary ball handlers. But Borchers and Smits can also handle the ball. There's Borchers. He decides to take it in. Agnew about took the rim off the backboard. Went up through the net, grabbed the rim, shook the backboard, came down and got the ball.
Coach McEldowney didn't look like that was the shot he wanted.
Well, it wasn't a bad shot.
He traveled.
Yeah.
And then he got fouled.
You know, and certainly we're more familiar with Versailles, and as a result, we know their players and stuff.
And then his little one dribble.
Yeah.
That's one of the few times, though, that he's been one-on-one in the low post as he goes back to the foul line again, having missed his last 2.
63 all, 32.7 seconds. Aaron Agnew shoots the free throw and hits it.
15 points for him, looking at 16. He's only had 6 field goal attempts, but he's been to the free throw line now 13 times.
Well, he has done a great thing. Knowing as big as he is, he's going to get fouled a lot. He has learned how to shoot free throws. His second one, no good. So it's a 1-point game, and that would indicate that we may be on our way to ending this game. McEldowney, Coach McEldowney, strict directions with what he wants.
They've got a timeout left, but looking for Gale. He wasn't open. Shappy,
lots of time to eye it. He nails it! Big 3 by Ben Shappy. We're under 10 seconds.
Here comes
Versailles
Davis.
up by 2. Davis all the way in. He gets called for the charge.
McNeil takes the charge.
Ryan McNeil been battling the whole game.
5.2 seconds left. Got to get the ball inbounds and make free throws.
Ryan McNeil stood his ground and took a lick. The charge call on Nate Davis. And for the first time in this game, Aaron Agnew goes to the bench.
Just for defensive quickness purposes. Versailles has a timeout if they need it.
He has a spot. He cannot move his pivot foot as he takes it out of bounds. It almost looked like Shappy was going to break down court like a football pass.
Shappy's going to screen Gale and run deep. No, he comes back to the ball. Nice move by Shappy.
Great job.
And he gets tackled by Davis.
Good job by the official protecting the players. Ben Shappy will walk to the other end. It's a 1-and-1. 66-64. 3.6 seconds left on the clock. Ben Shappy shooting a 1-and-1.
Yeah, and for the 3rd time this game, some of the fans have started to go home, and then they come back into their seats. So let's see what happens.
This is not an official timeout, although coaches are meeting with both sets of players.
Well, they're trying to get the players to go to the free throw line while the coaches are trying to give them instructions. All this does is prolong the time for Shappy before he goes to the free throw line. Today, he's made his only 2 free throw attempts.
Well, if he makes them both here, the Tiger fans can start to get ready to buy their finals tickets.
It's a 1-and-1.
Ben Shappy, what a game he has played. As has all of the Versailles Tigers. You really got to give those kids credit.
Splash.
First one's up and in. It's a 3-point game.
24 for Shappy.
If he hits this one, the orange and black will go wild. Timeout. Bellaire wants it. We're going to stay right here and set the stage. Mark Shine, talk about it.
Well, in my mind, that's a tactical mistake, and I'll tell you why, Mark. At 3.6, if Shappy makes this free throw, it's a 4-point game, and there's no way that Versailles can lose the basketball game, because even if Bellaire comes down and sticks a 3-ball, then Versailles doesn't have to inbound it.
Yeah.
So he used his last timeout, and you know, like I say, he's counting on icing the shooter. He's trying to get Shappy to miss this one, get him out of his comfort zone. And when that happens, then he's got a chance for a 3. But if he makes this free throw, it's over.
Well, that's very good coaching strategy, Mark Shine. We've had a lot of hustlers on this floor tonight. A lot of them wearing those black uniforms, and we always pick a Stolly Hustle Award winner. And tonight, we keep talking about it. We can't decide on just one. Probably 4 or 5 are deserving. But we're going to give co-Stollys tonight. One of them is Ben Shappy, sitting at the free throw line. And the other one is right behind him, Paul Borchers. Those two guys especially have risen to the occasion to outplay and overplay the loss of Joe Shardo and Kyle Gale being in free throw trouble. There's Paul. Last count, what, 15 rebounds?
Yeah, 15 rebounds, 6 on the offensive end.
And Shappy just won the game for Versailles. 4-point lead. Bellaire with the ball.
Stand still. It's over.
It's it. The Tigers win it. It's an all-MAC final. Division III, St. Henry and Versailles. And fans, if we can raise the support for the rights fee, you will see it rebroadcast on WTLW TV 44. Congratulations, Paul Borchers and the rest of the Tigers. What a game, what an effort.
There's a few happy folks that now got to spend $7 for another ticket, but
oh boy, they'll be happy to do it.
Well, like we said earlier, Mark, the only MAC team to lose to a non-MAC team, Delphos St. John's lost to Lima Central Catholic. Every other MAC team has lost to a MAC team, and we're going to have 2 MAC teams in the finals of the Division III
That'll
tournament.
be true to the end of the season. We'll be back to close this out and show you the stats of this great victory for Versailles. The final, 68-64.
Welcome back to Value City Arena, where this dramatic victory for Versailles, 68-64 over Bellaire, and we want to show you the stats, and there's lots of them because it was double overtime. 2-point range, Versailles 19 of 43, Bellaire 17 of 33. 3-point range, Versailles hit 7 out of 28 and Bellaire 4 of 17. Free throw line, 9 of 14 for Versailles, Bellaire, and mostly the big guy Agnew, 18 of 30 from the free throw line. Rebounding almost even, 39 for Versailles, and the Big Reds had 38. Turnovers, the Tigers, a great floor game in double overtime, only 13 turnovers. Bellaire not bad themselves, 21. And the records now, Versailles 27-0, and they will play in the state championship against St. Henry on Saturday. Bellaire bows out after a great season at 22-4. Individual scoring, and then we'll go to Mark Shine for some wrap-up. Ben Shappy had 25, Paul Borchers 18, Kyle Gale had 18. Along with those 18 points, Borchers had 15 rebounds. Ben Shappy and Paul Borchers are our co-Stolly Hustle Award winners for the game, and Mark Shine, what a game it was.
Well, it was a great basketball game, Mark, and I really hats off to the Versailles Tigers. I mean, they're down. They've got Gale on the bench with 4 fouls. They've got Shardo out with his knee injury, and they battled back. Shappy, Borchers, McNeilin, all those guys had great basketball games. We talked about Paulus. You know, the guy gives up 5 fouls. He only has 2 points, but great minutes that he played defensively. Versailles battles back, makes a big 3 to send it into overtime, and then, of course, Shappy's big basket that really put him ahead in double overtime to win the thing.
Talk about refusing to lose. When the going got tough, those guys really strapped it on and got it done, and Coach McEldowney and the whole crew at Versailles should be rewarded and congratulated on what a great effort. We enjoyed calling it. I hope you enjoyed watching it. It will be an all-MAC Division III state championship on Saturday, St. Henry and Versailles, and we sure hope that we can bring you the replay. We want to thank our crew and all the guys for putting in double duty today. Double overtime. The victory goes to Versailles. They'll play in the state championship. For Mark and our crew, I'm Mark Miller. Good night, everyone.
There's nothing